What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today we're doing another Rebel Clash deck profile, and this one was actually requested by one of my patrons, League Cup POD or League Cup Pod, but shout out to them for being a patron of mine. And they requested Nuzzle with Boltund V, so that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. I've actually been playing with this deck a bit, testing it out before I did the deck profile, so made some changes since the initial version. I went with a skeleton that I got the base list basically from Purple Cliff's YouTube. If you don't know Purple Cliff, definitely check him out. He streams PTCGO and also does YouTube videos from time to time. But I got the idea of the list from there. He had a pre-Rebel Clash deck list for it, and then I've spiced it up with a bit of Rebel Clash stuff, including the Boltund V, which was part of the deck requested by my patrons. So excited to do this deck profile. Before we get into it, shout out to PotownStore.com, the best place for you to get PTCGO codes, and use code CELIO for 5% off over there. Let's get into Boltund V Nuzzle. So we're starting off with Emolga, 4 of these. Of course, it has the Nuzzle attack, and it has the Nuzzly Gathering. So if you're not aware of how the Nuzzle deck works, basically, we want to swarm the board with things that have Nuzzle, and we use Pachyrisu's Snuggly Generator to attach a lightning energy to all of them. But Emolga's Nuzzly Gathering lets us search our deck for any Pokemon that has Nuzzle in the attack. So that lets us get most of our Pokemon, including more Emolgas. So we can search for an Emolga, then use that Emolga to search for an Emolga, that Emolga to search for a Pachirisu, and so on. And we get to use those every turn. And then the Pachirisu we're playing 3 of. We want to attack with this turn 1 or turn 2 if we're going first. It has the Snuggly Generator attack. For each of your benched Pokemon that has the Nuzzle attack, search your deck for a Lightning Energy card and attach it to that Pokemon. That lets us just rack our board up with Lightning Energy. Very strong attack, actually, if the deck is built for it, and this deck is. Then we got 4 Pikachu with Nuzzle, of course. Not really an important attacker, but it evolves into Raichu, which we're going to be using a lot. So then we have 4 Raichu with the Nuzzle attack. The Nuzzle attack doesn't really matter, but it lets us search it with Emolga, and it lets us attach energy to it with Pachirisu. The attack here that we're going to be using is Powerful Spark. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So if you have 8 lightning energy on the board, which isn't hard to do, Powerful Spark attacks for 160 before any Electro Powers, and you're just a single prize Pokemon attacking for that much. So pretty good. You can bring up a Dedenne, knock it out, bring up an Eldegoss V and knock it out, or just 2-shot pretty much anything fairly easily starting turn 2 or turn 3 with Powerful Spark. Then we have 2 Boltund V, which is a new card from Rebel Clash. The first attack, which we aren't really aiming to use in this deck, it's for a Lightning Energy and allows us to search our deck for 2 Lightning Energy and attach them to our Pokemon. The attack we want to use is the second attack, which for a Lightning and a Colorless Energy does 10 damage plus 30 for every energy on our board, or every Lightning Energy on our board. So whereas Raichu is swinging for 20 for each, this is 10 plus 30 for each. So if we have 7 energy on our board, we're swinging for 220. And you can really get to high numbers with this with the help of the Cocoa Prism, the Nuzzly Generator, Electro Powers. So this attack needs 2 energy to attack, and you really don't want to set him down and let him stay there for a turn. So we're trying to power that up kind of all in one turn with either a Cocoa Prism and attachment or Thunder Mountain and attachment. But I guess in a pinch you could just set it down, attach, swing with a Raichu, and hope this doesn't get knocked out. And then of course we have the Cocoa Prism. So we aren't playing the Dedenne GX or any other 2-prize Pokemon because we're trying to go with the single prize theme until we drop a Boltund to swing for a lot of damage. Trainers, we've got 4 Professor's Research, discard, draw 7. We've got 3 Cynthia, shuffle, draw 6. 1 Volkner, search your deck for an item card and a Lightning Energy, so you can get a Great Catcher, Lightning Energy, Electro Power, Lightning Energy, usually something pretty good with the item card, and of course you're also getting an energy. And then we have 2 Boss's Order for our Gust effects. We also have a Great Catcher in the deck a little later on. Then for our Pokemon search, we've got 4 Quick Ball and 4 Pokemon Communication. Pokemon Communication is great because we can use a Emolga to get something with Nuzzle, and then use the Pokecom to get a Tapu Koko Prism or a Boltund V. Then our Last for the deck is we have 4 Electro Power. Since all of our Pokemon are lightning, we're going to be adding 30 damage to any of their attacks with an Electro Power. Using a couple of these in one turn can really rack up the damage out of nowhere. Then we have got 2 Lucky Egg. When the Pokemon, if this card is attached to, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. So that's pretty good, but Tool Scrapper is coming out in Rebel Clash, so I'm only playing 2 of these. We'll see if it actually sticks around. I'm playing 2 Sky Pillar, since Dragapult VMAX can really run through this deck, and all of your benched Pokemon just racking up damage with Zigzagoon and its secondary effect of Max Phantom. So we're playing Sky Pillar, which prevent all effects of the opponent's attacks, including damage, done to benched Pokemon. So our bench Pokemon will not be getting sniped off, and they won't be taking multiple knockouts in one turn as long as Sky Pillar stays in. And Dragapult VMAX decks, I've seen them playing no stadiums and just 1 resetting home Marshadow, so at least in the early days, I think Sky Pillar will be able to counter the Dragapult VMAX okay if you can get 1 into play and they're not able to bump it. So this is just kind of like we're trying it out for now. We'll see how well it works. And then we've got 1 Thunder Mountain, of course, 1 Ordinary Rod, and 1 Great Catcher. We're finishing up the deck with a Speed Lightning Energy, actually 2 Speed Lightning Energy, sorry. So Speed Lightning Energy, really great card coming out of Rebel Clash. It's a special energy that provides a Lightning Energy, and when you attach it to a Lightning type Pokemon, you get to draw 2 cards. So this is a huge boost for Lightning type decks in general, but especially this Nuzzle deck, since you want to attach energy every turn, and you want to be able to draw more cards without playing down something like a Dedenne GX. So this definitely helps a lot. And then we've got, I believe, 11 basic Lightning Energy. So 6 and 5. Yeah, 11 basic Lightning Energy and the 2 Speed Lightning Energy. Sorry about the glare. So I originally had 3 or 4 Speed Lightning Energy in here, but I had to drop it down because we needed more basic Lightning Energy, since this deck does want to search out basic Lightning and accelerate them. We also want to accelerate Lightning Energy with Tapu Koko Prism, so I had to go down to just 2 Speed Lightning Energy, but maybe finding a way to fit more in there would be good for the deck, since we want to be able to draw more cards whenever we can. So like I said, the idea for this deck came to me from a patron, so shout out to them for requesting it. And then I did a little bit of testing, changed up the deck a bit. The Speed Lightning counts, we added Boss's Orders in because I was just trying out some great catchers and immediately realized we need Boss's Order in this deck. I wouldn't hate maybe considering a Dedenne GX, just for the late game when you need to like just aggressively dig for an extra Electro Power or your Thunder Mountain to get the Boltund down in one turn. Because the Boltund is a really, really great attacker when it's coming out of nowhere in just one turn. But like I said, we want to try to just use single prize Pokemon until we attack with Boltund V. And that's why I'm trying to avoid putting the Dedenne GX in the deck. Another consideration is Mew. If Pikarom becomes popular, you would probably want a Mew in this deck. Even though you have Sky Pillar, they can just bump it with their Thunder Mountain and Tag Bolt you and take out 2 Pokemon at once. And that would kind of almost even out the prize trade of you going in with all single prize Pokemon. But you can still try to just go with a single prize only strategy because of how strong the Raichus are when they're swinging in succession. But a lot of times you really do want the Boltund V to come out in the mid to late game and swing for a little extra damage. And that's why I do think Boltund V has buffed this deck. Previously, this deck has kind of just been a budget deck for PTCGO, but I actually think it could see some play because it has the strength of Boltund V on its side now. And like I said, I might consider the Dedenne GX. I definitely don't think this list is perfect yet. And the Sky Pillars at the moment are my real answer to Dragapult VMAX. Another potential answer would be Galarian Mr. Rime. Since all of your Pokemon are going to have energy on them, you could consider like a Ditto and a 1/1 line, or just Ditto 0/1 line of Galarian Mr. Rime, which is a new card from Rebel Clash that prevents effects of attacks done to all of your benched Pokemon that have energy on them. And since you're going to be attaching energy with Snuggly Generator, most of your Pokemon will have energy on them, so that would work with Galarian Mr. Rime. But that's kind of all I have to say about this deck right now. Definitely a fun deck at the very least, and it will be fairly cheap to build on PTCGO when Rebel Clash comes out. You'll just need to grab a couple Boltund Vs, a couple Boss's Orders, and you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to PotownStore.com, as always, my sponsor, and the best place for you to get PTCGO codes. Use code CELIO for 5% off over there. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.